Just a reminder that these videos are made for adult doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening. Hello Internet! My name is Kelsey, and welcome back to my closet. So today, guys, we are going to look at something that I am still trying to decide how I feel about it, and that would be Scarlet Rose from Shadow High Series 3. But before we do that, I do want to answer the quiz, the pop quiz that I gave you guys in my room tour video about this little thing that was on my shelf. And shout out to Carol Ann Griffin, I forget the numbers at the end of your username, but they got it right. This is a salt cup, or just a salt. It was for, obviously, salt, because in Victorian times they were really into celery, and they would take a stalk of celery and dip it in the salt and eat it. So it's the perfect size really for a stalk of celery to fit in. I always thought that that was a really interesting piece of trivia about Victorian society and meals and stuff. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Shadow High Series 3. I bought her on the LOL Surprise website for the early release for $24.99. It seems to me that this is gonna be MGA's trend now, that they're gonna release stuff on their website first and then it's gonna wind up in stores like a few weeks to a month later. I don't know how I feel about that either. They don't ship internationally, I don't think. And on top of that, you have to spend $50 to get free shipping. Otherwise, it's really expensive shipping. Whereas if you order from Amazon, if you have Prime, you get free shipping. Target, if you have a red card, you get free shipping. Walmart, I'm not sure if Walmart Plus does free shipping. They probably do. I don't have Walmart Plus, so I don't know. But they do have options for like picking up in store that can make it free. So are you gonna spend $50 every time you shop on the LOL Surprise website? Probably not, unless you're buying 2 to 3 dolls at a time, which is why I bought her and Wildflower, although I was 2 cents short of free shipping, so I had to buy one of those LOL toy things, the little robot guy, which was cute. I don't mind that I had to get that, but hitting that $50 threshold is not easy, and the shipping is expensive. On the plus side, you do get points towards coupons for like $5 to $10 off for future purchases on the website. So it's got its pros and cons. The other good thing is it seems like quality control has been improved in the last couple series of Rainbow and Shadow High, because before I would have never wanted to order online. But Poppy and Jade that I got from Runway had really good faces. The only problem was Jade's little scuff on her forehead. Her face, as far as I've seen, looks really good. All of her accessories and everything. Nothing really looks beaten up or messed up, so I think it's safe probably to order from there if you're worried about quality control. That aside, let's look at the box. So what bothers me about this box, which I pointed out when we first saw pictures, is this big empty space down here that just makes it look like something's missing. Because with Series 2 of Shadow High, even though they didn't have second outfits, they made the box still look full. Because it's the same size, but they either spread the accessories out more or the designs on the box just made it look more full. So you didn't look like you were losing something. Whereas this, just having this big empty chunk down here in the corner, it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. That's basically the box, and each of them has a little design on the plastic. So for Scarlet, we have these, I don't know what you'd call them, like little engraving style things. Her focus is creative writing, which you can see on the side here. And then on the back, you see her and this one and Berry. What is her name? I don't even remember. The names are just so dumb in this series. Like, Rainbow High's names were already really on the nose, but this series and the new friends, it's just like, this is Red Redderson, and then this one is also Red Redderson, and this is Blue Girl. I mean, literally, the one's girl's name is Blue. Like, can you get any more obvious than that? I don't know. Anyway, the bottom here says, the students at Shadow High always let their true colors shine. And that's another issue that I have with Shadow High Series 3, is they're letting too much color shine. Shadow High was supposed to be more about muted colors or grayscale. Even Neon Shadow, which had a lot of bright elements to it because it's neon, managed to offset it with dark outfit pieces or black just to still make it look edgy and shadowy. Whereas a lot of these characters, it's just blue, red. That's why I picked Scarlet and why Scarlet grew on me, because she still looks kind of like the most shadow high. Even though she has a strong color, it's dark and her skin is pale. The pale skin is what really makes it for me. If her skin was like a bright red, forget it. She definitely evokes more what Shadow High was. So let me get her out of the box and then we'll take a closer look at everything. Alright guys, so Scarlet is out of the box, and first of all, they really wanted her to stay in there because even though she had ties around the legs and the waist and the neck, they also tied her sweatshirt down in various places with the stupid plastic ties that leave holes and everything. Thankfully, sweatshirt material is easier to recover from that than like satin or whatever, so you can't really tell. And I think it was unnecessarily a lot of plastic ties. She is very pretty, and one of the reasons too that I really like her and find her to be very Shadow High is her face sculpt, which doesn't look quite as edgy as it did in the stock images or early pictures that we saw. I think they toned down her eyebrows a little bit. I think they were slanted a little more originally, but I think she has the same face as Lola from Costume Ball. I always thought Lola's face was pretty cool because it really looked kind of wolfish, and you know, even though she was like more a werecat than a wolf, I think, but it just looked really like, grr, you know, like don't mess with me. So I do like this face sculpt. So let's take a look at this face. Her skin is like a really pale, it's not red really, is it? I mean, it's got red tones in it. It's not quite pink and it's not quite red, but I love that it's really, really pale because it also makes all the dark color of her hair and her outfit pop. So she's got painted edges that match her hair, red eyebrows, and her eyes are brownish, hazel, kind of like Priscilla's, I think. I think she has the same eye color as Priscilla, which is nice. We don't see this eye color a lot either. So there's her eyes. And her makeup, we have a white glitter line close to the upper eyelid. There's a white underliner going part way, and then it turns into a scarlet buffed out eyeshadow. She's got a really big wing here. It's very pretty, and it's not super, oh, that's not even white. It's more like silver. On the camera underneath it looks more white, but it's more like a silver, and it's iridescent and everything. It's not a super intense makeup, which is nice because she's not supposed to be super fabulous or glamorous. She's, you know, she's really chill. Obviously, she's wearing like a really casual outfit. So her makeup is pretty, but not like I spent all day doing this makeup kind of pretty. I guess what I'm trying to say is she probably did spend time doing it, but she made it look effortless, I guess. And then her lip color is red, but there's a darker red underneath the upper lip, but it's glossy and I like it. I really do like her face a lot. And again, that's part of why I was drawn to her out of all the characters, because really none of the other ones speak to me in any way. She looks cool. She looks kind of like, don't bother me, I'm busy. Up here, she has safety pin hair clips. She has 6 all together, and they have a little SH on them. And she's got 2 little top knots here. I'm not crazy about this hairstyle. I will probably change it into something else. I've seen a lot of people already on Instagram with different styles for her, so I may take some inspiration from that. Like, it's cute, but it's like the same exact style as Olivia. It's like literally exactly the same, except Olivia doesn't have hair clips. So she needs something different. But I love this blend of hair. There's a more red tone, and then there's a more purple tone, and there's a few black streaks hiding in the back, which you can't really see at all from the front. Although maybe once I wash out all the gel, you might be able to style it more in a way where you will see the black. But yeah, I didn't expect to see the black streaks because you can't really tell from the front. But I love this rich wine red color. This is more like what I thought Emmy's hair was going to be when she came out, but hers turned out to be more like purple. Then we get down to the earrings. She has big silver hoops. They look like twisted Oh, they're open in the back. Anyway, they look like little twisted ropes, and they're tied around almost like barbed wire without the barbs, and they're a metallic silver paint. They're in there pretty good too, and they're nice and flat. So like, even though they're open, they're not open in like how Daphne's earrings are, where they get caught in everything. They're close enough together that you can move them around and they're not gonna catch all the hair. And yeah, they're flat, so they're straight up and down instead of like this. So I like that that's the way that they designed them. Here is her hoodie. It is basically the same wine burgundy color as her hair, and the only detail on it is this decal that says Storywood. MGA has a copyright, or not a copyright, a trademark for the name Storywood right now. And that was a while ago, I think, that somebody found that trademark. I think this is where Shadow High is going, or turning into. That they're going to lean into a more fantasy aesthetic, and maybe that's why this is like a transition with Series 3 from the dark, we're too cool for school Shadow High. Basically, I think they're gonna be trying to compete with Monster High. They want to do fantasy skin tones, probably fantasy body parts like pointed ears and tails and wings and stuff like that. I don't know if they're gonna go for a fractured fairy tale motif, or if they're gonna try to do just fantasy creatures without connecting it to any existing properties the way that Monster High is connected to famous monsters, or Ever After High was for famous fairy tales. But that seems to be the direction that they're going. And this is our little foreshadowing here, is her decal of Storywood and some of her accessories as well. If that's the direction that they want to go with Shadow High, I wouldn't be as disappointed as I am just seeing Shadow High become dull. Scarlett's over here like, listen, can we get this over with so I can go back to my writing? But anyway, the sweatshirt, besides the fact that it's just lacking a lot of detail, I will at least say it is a nice sweatshirt material, as usual. I do also appreciate that it's not a crop sweatshirt, because I'm tired of crop sweatshirts in Rainbow and Shadow High. It's just not like a blow me away kind of piece that we've seen in the past from Rainbow and Shadow High. Moving on, her nails. She has some pretty cool nails. They are burgundy, but then they have long silver tips. So she's really got that claw thing going on. Wolverine style almost. She is really cute. I like this pose that she keeps like accidentally getting into really cute poses as I'm moving her around. There is nothing under the sweatshirt. Sorry, she just flashed you. So that brings us down to her jeans. So we have these gray jeans. We do have a couple belt loops on the front and the back, but there are no pockets or even sewn fake pockets. It's just all around nothing. But they go down into these zippers, so it's supposed to look like you can zip the jeans or unzip them all the way up to the thigh and turn them into the most giant flare that you could ever achieve on a pair of jeans. I don't know why you would do anything higher up than what she already has it unzipped. It pretty much is sealed down to the mid shin, and then it flares out and the zipper tracks do continue on either side. There is, yeah, a couple of loose strings coming off here, which is not the greatest thing. I can snip those, but it doesn't feel like anything's going to fall apart, or maybe, I don't know. It's like fraying on the side of the zipper. See, that whole string just came up. I guess you gotta be really careful with these. Don't play with the edges around the zipper track too much, because clearly they should have finished these raw edges here, because it looks like they sewed the zipper track on, but instead of folding it over to sew the zipper track on, they just left the raw edge. And maybe that would have made it too bulky if they folded it, but it left it susceptible to fraying, and if it frays too much, the zippers are gonna start to come off. Not very good. Not your best work there, Shadow High, but something to look out for, I guess. If you do see them in person, check to see if there's any loose threads before you pick one out. And then her shoes are really nothing special either. This is a boot sculpt that we have definitely seen before, just in a different design. It's a black, shiny, plastic with shadow in silver along the top and then just burgundy red soles. Not a bad pair of shoes, might be useful for restyles, but also not up to the standards that we know that Rainbow and Shadow High can do. Don't get me wrong, you guys know that I do not just buy a doll to do a review or because I have to have one of every doll or something. I am very picky and I am not gonna spend my money or allow space for something that I don't like. I do like her. Her face is beautiful and I do love the dark burgundy color, but there are definitely places that could have been improved upon and they're not living up to what Shadow High and Rainbow High is capable of. And that's what's the most disappointing thing about Series 3 and future Rainbow High releases that we haven't seen yet, but I guarantee are going to be following in this trend. If they're trying to lean more towards a younger audience and they want to do this fantasy thing, I think people will still go for it if they put that effort and detail into it that they used to put into the main line of dolls. Because, you know, people are loving, for example, the pixeling, whatever. Magic Mixies, the little dolls, which I still haven't gotten yet. I don't know if the winter one is out yet. I keep looking, but I haven't seen it yet. But people are loving them, even though they're small and they have printed on tops. People still like the details and the fantasy element. So if they really went ham on that, but put in like the quality that MGA puts into most of their dolls, they would go nuts. I would go nuts. I would love it. Anyway, that was her. We still have to look at her accessories. This is her stand color. It's like a pinky red. And then we have the little accessories. So one positive thing too that I can say about Series 3 and the new friends is that they're coming with different accessories. Instead of everyone coming with sunglasses and a laptop and a cell phone, which, you know, I don't mind the laptops and cell phones because they're just something that everybody has anyway. They have unique accessories to each character. So I appreciate that. And her accessories are really cute. Maybe not these. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these sunglasses, but they are supposed to be like Ray-Bans because they have the shadow thing on the lens here, and they have red lenses and just black frames. Let's see how they look. I don't know. They might look good on somebody else, but I think that it's not really fitting to her character to have these sunglasses. If she had regular glasses, then maybe. But yeah, I don't see why she has sunglasses. How's she supposed to see what she's writing in her book with sunglasses? But speaking of writing, she has a little silver pencil, and it's similar to the pencils that came with the runway dolls, except that instead of being round, it has some sharp edges the way that a regular number 2 pencil does. But it has a little black tip, and of course she can hold it, but you gotta get around her pointed fingernails. She's got the pencil in her hand. And what is she writing in? Well, we have our choice of 3 books to write in. So this first one here, it's a Shadow High journal. It says Shadow High. It has room for her to write her name. There's a lock on it so that nobody can read her secret thoughts. And the printing goes all the way around on the back. And when you open it, it's got plain white lines inside. This diary kind of reminds me of the one that Mia gets in Princess Diaries, the one from her father that she puts the locket in and it unlocks on her 16th birthday, or yeah, 16th birthday, because it's kind of this color. So there's that, and then we have these 2 books, which are actual little paper books that I didn't expect, and that's why I really like these accessories that she comes with. So she has 2 in the series of Storywood. So we have a Storywood fairy tale, and then this one is Storywood and the Enchanted Princess. So she is not the author. The author of these books is T.M. Sparkle, and this one has a picture of a princess. This one has a little emblem that says Oz with cherubs around it, which is strange. So I'm wondering if they're gonna reference like Wizard of Oz, with these. That might be one of the few properties that Mattel doesn't have their grip on right now, that maybe that's what they're going towards. I don't know. That just seems like a very odd reference. On the inside, they're not real words, but they do have printed words to make it look like this is a book you can read. 2-column book. More like a dictionary than a novel. And also the spines also have the titles. So these are really cute. So clearly she is very inspired by Storywood. So she's not writing Storywood, but she reads the books, and maybe she's writing a fan fiction in her little journal. I can relate to that because I also write fan fiction for various things. And the last thing is a little coffee cup. It says Scarlet. Oh yeah, that's Scarlet's coffee cup. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it's in quotes, but it has a burgundy sleeve, you know, because it's hot. And ooh, the lid does come off. Very nice. So if you were crafty, you could craft something to put inside of it to make it look like it's full. There is a handle on one side, and there is a little hole where you would sip out of, molded onto the lid. So she does have some really cute accessories. Like I said, the fact that they made accessories that are specific to each character rather than just having like a generic set of accessories that are recolored, I do appreciate that. I miss the second outfits. I really do. I miss the detail. I mean, her outfit is cute and comfy casual, which is kind of my style when I'm not at work. So for me, I like that part of her outfit. But the thing about Rainbow and Shadow High is even when they did casual clothes in the past, they always added something extra to really bump it up. I am also disappointed that the pants are not really thought through too well on the construction side with the fraying. There goes another one. I'm gonna have to trim all of those, and the shoes are just meh. But her face really does save her, and her dark colors, and the fact that she just looks the most Shadow High out of all the characters. Because Shadow High is just not Shadow High anymore. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I don't work at MGA. I can only make assumptions based on the trends that I see. So will I be getting any others of this line? No, definitely not. I have had time to sit with each of them mentally, and just Scarlet is the only one I like. I don't regret that I have her because I think she will fit in well with my other Shadow High dolls, but the rest of them wouldn't. So not the most positive review that I've done recently, but like I said, I still like her. And I'm not saying that the rest of Series 3 is inherently bad. They just are not Shadow High. But you know, that's my opinion. Everyone is free to have their own opinion. I always encourage that on this channel, that we all respect each other's opinions. So now that we're at the end here, it's time for you to let me know what you think. Have you bought any of them on the LOL Surprise website? I think they might be on Walmart's website too now. Are you planning to get them? Are you waiting to see them in stores? And what do you think of Scarlet and the line in general? Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, bye!